Breaking news. Zika outbreak in Towson, Maryland.
Have you experienced symptoms of achy joints, a rash, headache, and a slight fever lately? Then you may have Zika virus.
Zika virus is a mosquito-transmitted virus originated in Africa.
Researchers think that the disease was brought over by ships carrying goods that also had infected mosquitoes coming from Africa.
This disease is a real threat to people. Next, we will go into more in-depth on the Zika virus.
To first understand the Zika virus, we must understand how mosquitoes work and what they are.
Mosquitoes locate their food through their sense of smell. The odors in our sweat and breath are extremely attracted to the mosquito.
Octanol and carbon dioxide, two chemicals found in our breath, are extremely attractive to the mosquitoes.
So Nick, what can we do to protect ourselves against the Zika virus?
You know, there are many different options out there, but one option really stands out, and that is DEET. DEET is a chemical usually found in many bug sprays and is known as the gold standard of repellents. So, can you tell me a little bit about the history of DEET?
Of course. So the U.S. government developed it in 1946 to protect the soldiers in World War II in the jungles.
Very interesting. Has it always been available to public use?
No, it hasn't. In 1957, the government approved DEET for the general public. Now we're going to talk about the pros and cons to DEET.
8 hours. DEET is the best bug repellent on the market because it works for hours on end, while natural repellents work for much less time. DEET lasts up to 8 hours, depending on the concentration of DEET in the bug spray. Doctors recommend 20% to 50% concentration for a safe dose in the bug spray.
DEET doesn't just prevent mosquitoes, it also prevents all types of insects. Mosquitoes, flies, chiggers. It is one of the best on the market for insect repellent.
Ghosts. Once you put DEET on your body or clothes, you become invisible to the mosquito's sense of smell, and they cannot suck your blood, which would transmit the disease into your body. Although DEET has many pros, it also has its cons. DEET has been tested and proven to cause damage to one's DNA.
More cons to DEET are birth defects. If a woman uses DEET while pregnant, she could have a birth defect with the child. Also, skin irritation is a common effect of using DEET.
Lastly, for the cons, DEET can also bring issues with the environment. Extensive use of DEET can cause bad effects to the ecosystem. In addition, some bugs may become immune to DEET after extensive use of the chemical. One more con of using DEET is that it may cause bug spray poisoning. When using DEET, you always want to keep it far away from young children, as breathing or swallowing the DEET can cause this bug spray poisoning, which will result in a trip to the hospital.
Wow, Nick, that's a lot of pros and cons to DEET. So now, where can I buy some?
Oh, you betcha. Products with DEET can be bought at basically any supplier of bug spray. These include the big stores such as Walmart, Target, Walgreens, or you can go to your grocery or drug stores, as well as your sporting goods stores.
So you mean like for fishing and like hunting we can use DEET?
Oh, definitely.
Oh, interesting. So Nick, what are some future applications for DEET?
Oh, very interesting that you may ask. DEET can be used to prevent transmission of other diseases in Africa, such as malaria, West Nile, and yellow fever. In addition, if this strain of DEET becomes immune to the many mosquitoes out there, we can alter the strand and make the DEET less recognizable to the mosquitoes. So now we're going to break down how DEET really works. So right here we have Bob. Bob's in the forest enjoying the great day. He's getting a little sweaty here, and his breath's starting to smell. And he's getting mosquito bites. You wonder why this is? Well, Bob's breath is giving off carbon dioxide and octanol, which mosquitoes are very attracted to. And what do the mosquitoes do? They're attracted to these chemicals, and they come and bite Bob. So Bob, what he needs is some DEET. So now imagine that Bob has this DEET on. It's off-brand. It's got about 50% concentration. So Bob now has put on this DEET. Now, Bob is protected, and now the mosquito contains, they contain odorant receptors. The odorant receptors allow the mosquito to smell out these chemicals that they desire. The application of DEET to Bob now mixes up the signals that the odorant receptors have, and now Bob is going to have much less mosquito bites because the mosquitoes cannot detect Bob's presence. And now Bob is basically invisible like a ghost to the mosquito. And now Bob is a happy man enjoying this great day in the woods.
Nick, I think you need to use off because it has DEET in it. Here you go. Use this. Make your life a lot easier. Of course. How you feel?
Oh, this is great. This is great stuff. Here you go.
I got a big one. It must be the DEET.
So get OFF, off, the insect repellent that really works.